what I wanted to ask you next, and that is about how the world views Bharat and also how Bharatiyas view the world. Now we see that, like you mentioned, many ideas and technologies have actually flown from Bharat in history to the world, and yet a lot of it actually remains unacknowledged. And in some cases, our knowledge systems are also repackaged and repurposed in a very different way. And one could say that today, a large number of Indians look outside, particularly the West, for validation regarding anything. And this could range from anything from self-help to societal norms to the
I
way we
agree with
educate ourselves. Do you think people in India, particularly the youth, again, need to pay greater attention to our civilization heritage?
you. It's not as if it's not happening. I see it happening in many places.
Yes.
Very young, educated, smart, intelligent people are beginning to realize this, no question. I must tell you about this validation problem.
Yes.
As early as the time of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he was an illiterate, simple man. He could hardly sign his name. All wise men came and sat in front of him to learn. Why? Because his essence was the supreme, which is all pervading and understands everything. Now, he said something very interesting. One gentleman who is a Bengali Babu, Bengal was the capital of the British first, before it shifted to Delhi. So the English ideas and English superiority in cricket, etc., first came to Calcutta. I'm nothing against cricket, I'm just saying. I don't play, but one Bengali Babu comes there. He used to come many times to see Ramakrishna and says the Bhagavad Gita is a wonderful book. It has to be read. So Thakur says, Sri Ramakrishna says, listen, this gentleman, I've been telling him for years that he should read the Bhagavad Gita. Now he is saying we should read the Bhagavad Gita. Some Angrez must have told him that it's a good book.
Yeah.
See this validation problem here.
Yeah.
They have to validate. Till Swami Vivekananda went to Chicago Parliament of Religions and got accepted, nobody cared for him here, except a small group of people who knew his spiritual birth. This is to be noted. But things are changing, I think. I meet a lot of young people who have pride in their own understanding, in their own culture, in their own discoveries. And I think we should also make them aware of this, so that they don't think that everything that comes from the West is good. Now, technology as we have today, like internet and digital technology, they are good. Use what is good, no harm. Otherwise, we won't be sitting like this face to face. Yes, but don't take that which is not good into us. Take what is useful, but don't make it the be-all and end-all of life. Why? Because we have deeper things to learn from our own country here, which, because of this, should not get neglected. And this is what, look, I am now on the faculty of the IIT Delhi. For the last 3 or 4 semesters, they have introduced the study of, I give them online classes, discussions, classes, with students you have to interact, simply talking only. We started with a very innocuous topic but deep topic called exploring consciousness. And then I went from there to many students. Now the more are attending the classes. They are young scientists, technologists who are going to be the future of this country. Then I went from exploring consciousness to exploring consciousness through Upanishads. And the last semester we had was scientific yoga. I said, look, using your scientific instruments, it's possible to find out the achievements of yoga to some extent, to prove it. So, technology should be used where necessary. I'm not against learning of English because it is a link language in the world.
Yeah.
But I'm also of the opinion that to get what you were talking about, we need to introduce Sanskrit as a language in this country. It is the ancient language in which everything was written in those days. Not only religion, take the denominational aspect of it away. Science. Aryabhatta did not write religion in Sanskrit. Mathematics, astronomy. Kalidasa did not write any religious things in Sanskrit. He wrote great plays. The great Adi Kavi Valmiki wrote the Ramayana in Sanskrit, original. Valmiki Ramayana. Now, if the youngsters are not introduced to this language, they will not get to original source. So, since Sanskrit grammar is very tough, even tougher than the German grammar, I would say introduce Lagu Sanskrita, which means spoken Sanskrit. Sanskrit. So people get and all the languages we speak in this country have some Sanskrit. Yeah, there are advocates of Sangam Tamil literature who say it is older than Sanskrit, we don't want Sanskrit, and their names are Sanskrit. There's one guy who's no more here now called Karuna Nidhi. Karuna is a Sanskrit word, Nidhi is a Sanskrit word.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.